Hello Wanderers and welcome back to Skyrim. I've been wanting to create a dedicated bard build for a long time now, and I figured this was the perfect way to showcase some of my favorite mods, such as Become a Bard, Inns and Taverns, and Swift Steed Stables, among many others. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good rags to riches story? With only 50 gold in our pouch, the clothes on our backs, and a dream to become the greatest bard in all of Skyrim, we set off on our new adventure. In this LP, we'll focus on living off the journey while picking up some good friends along the way. As our young bard develops her skills, perhaps she'll even be able to create a Skyrim dynasty of her own.
You talk to Egg Brothers. Deja has no words for you.
A warm welcome. A letter from our old friend Lurbuck reads, Gabriella, it's been a while since we made the Tavern circuit in Cyrodiil together. I heard you're planning to come to Skyrim. My advice? Don't. The coin you can earn from the taverns in Skyrim is nothing compared to Cyrodiil. I'm just scraping by playing at the Nightgate Inn. At least it gives me a chance to build up my reputation with the locals, then that maybe I can finally get in with that group that hangs out at the Bards College in Solitude. They all seem to make plenty of money, but I'm not sure. I know you'll ignore my advice. You're probably even in Skyrim already, so I'll just wish you luck. I know you like to travel light for long journeys, so your first move should be to find some instruments if you haven't brought one with you. If you can't find any free for the taking, the headmaster at the Bards College sells them. He also sells songbooks with music from other regions and some legendary bards. And don't forget that trick I showed you. Take a regular lute and a leather strap to the forge to make a lute you can wear on your back. Your friend, Lurbuck. Alright, that was some good advice, and we'll go pay Lurbuck a visit at some point at the Nightgate Inn.
I don't have time for anyone too lazy or cowardly to make their own way in this world. Need something?
You want knives? You want them in your belly? No? Then you stop talking to Deja.
No thank you, Deja. I don't want knives in my belly. I'll get going. So our first order of business should be to make some coin, find a weapon, and of course, some sort of instrument. The first place we come across is Katla's farm. This is actually the perfect place to make some new friends and also to do a little farming for her for some extra gold.
Talk to Gaiman if you want a horse, or Katla if you're looking for work. I can't help you. Bye.
We could always use help picking crops if you need a few extra coins.
All the cute birds are from the Birds of Skyrim mod, which is actually one of the most amazing environmental mods that I've ever installed. Definitely worth looking at. How long have you been a stable
About
master?
8 years now. I used to be a mercenary, but one trip to Ravenscar Hollow assured me of that. There's hag ravens in that cave and talons like daggers. They'll open your bowels quick as you wink if you let them get close. A creature like that will make a man think long and hard about what he wants out of life. If you're heading up to Solitude, you should
Thanks,
stop
that's
to
a
check
good
out
tip.
the view on your way. It's a good one. With a wife like Frederica.
Farming some leeks and potatoes here will give us enough money in order to buy a weapon in town. If you look at the entry here, you'll find a secret letter from the Swift Steed Stables mod. Gameman, I'll be at the Brian Hammer. Hope you have a stall ready. Agatha's about to foal. Got a feeling it's a filly. If it's a colt, I'll just make a couple of quick corrections to the papers. Harrick. So that's our first equine clue for a really wonderful mod, Swift Steed Stables.
A fine day to you, friend. May you die with a sword in your hands. Honest pay for honest work. Honest pay for honest work. Honest pay for honest work.
Once we've picked some crops for these guys, we go from being strangers to friends, and that means that we can rummage around their barrels and their sacks for free food that we can later cook up and sell to the merchants in town. So we're definitely expanding our entrepreneurship here in Skyrim.
What's she rummaging around in there for?
Maybe she's looking for something to eat.
Now it's finally time to head up to the city.
Need a ride?
What do you know about Solitude?
Solitude's been the capital of Skyrim as long as I can remember. Most of the High Kings of Skyrim were Jarls of Solitude first. Well, let's see, what else? The Bards College is here, in the main office of the East Empire Company. If you need it, you can get a room for a fair price at the Ranking Skeever, just inside the main gate.
Thank you. Bitter Breeze Books is this building right here on the side. It's one of my favorite little mods to add to the game. It's a little bookstore. We'll come check it out soon.
Come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here, or you'll end up like Rogvir. You're just in time to say hello to Rogvir.
Who is Rogvir?
He's the sorry bastard who's going to be executed. A gate guard who let Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he killed the High King.
It's interesting to start off the game so close to Rogvir's execution. Kind of like a more natural start to the game, in my opinion, too.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Lock the city gate.
Traitor! You should tell her that her uncle is scum that betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all heart again.
Rogvir, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. Here combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Cut him down.
Very well, Rogvir. Bow your head.
On this day, I go to Solitude.
Not right now.
This should have drawn it out some more. He deserved a slower death.
Wow.
man opens a gate and they cut his head off? Doesn't seem right to me.
The guy in from Dragonbridge? Didn't seem the type.
I still can't believe he knew what he was doing when he opened that gate.
We should have drawn it out some more. He deserved a slower death.
Rogvir, why did it have to be like this?
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
Out with it.
It shouldn't have been like this.
We're gonna go ahead and grab that Amulet of Talos now and save ourselves some trouble later.
Mind yourself. You wouldn't be a sellsword, would you? I have a little problem you could solve. You stay out of trouble now. The Castle Dower dungeon can break even the strongest will.
What's this problem you have?
I may have accidentally let a prisoner escape, the leader of one of those bandit groups. I told everyone he died during questioning, and I need you to track him down and make sure he doesn't show up to disprove that.
I'll do it, eventually.
Good. I'll have a sack of coin waiting for you when you get back.
When's your next execution?
Ain't got one, but I'd fancy a chance at that Jari Ra's scrawny neck. Filthy Argonia never would have set foot in this city if High King Torrig was still alive. I can tell you that. Remember, I need that bandit dead, not alive.
Oh look, some leather straps for our loot. The Holidays mod does such a great job of creating an ambiance through Skyrim's calendar. I definitely recommend it. Alright, so we finally made it to the Bard's College. Fun fact about me, I actually studied writing at a liberal arts school on the East Coast, and poetry is one of my specialties.
Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here in Skyrim. May the words of poets keep you warm. It is my personal mission to ensure that the Bard's College preserves the great deeds of the past in both poetry and song.
And that's where I come in?
Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem.
So what is the Poetic Edda?
I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. Take a look.
Okay, but first I need to buy a loot. And we have just enough money to get it.
I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Thank you, sir. Now let's go talk to Giraud.
Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of History and scribe work when I can find some quiet time. My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide range of subjects. I teach poetry, writing, history, and the finer points of court life.
So this is the Bard's College.
It is. We train the bards you hear throughout the land. Viarmo is the head of the college and in charge of admissions. I suppose I should return to my papers. What a fascinating time to be alive. Mark me, these days will be remembered long after we're gone.
Oh, I think we're living in the same type of days now, Giro. We'll ask him about King Olaf's birth a little bit later when we're ready to take that on. This must be where the students live.
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service.
What do you do around here?
I'm a bard, from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Glad I could help.
Well, a wanderer like me will be applying indeed. Let's explore a bit.
Meals are served to bards at designated times. Find an inn if you want to make requests.
Nope, sorry sir, we'll let you sleep.
I simply can't. All right, let's try something a bit more fun. Go ahead, Ataf.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead.
That was better, Ataf. Add a bit of emphasis on Ragnar and Red.
Remember, it's your job to deliver these songs, to excite the crowd, draw them in, and they will love you for it.
So now, before we continue, let's go ahead and take Lurbach's advice and create that loot that we can sling across our back so that we can be a veritable bard.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
You make armor for the Imperials?
It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field, they all need weapons and armor. You should look into joining. They could use every hand they can get.
You're pretty dedicated to the Empire, then.
To be honest, no. But High King Torrig supported them. And now, her lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow.
Have you considered getting out there and fighting?
I think I would, if it weren't for my son.
That's one of the things that I like about Skyrim Civil War lore, is that, like many civil wars in real life, it's not clean-cut or black and white. It's all about the loyalties that lie within people's hearts and also how they choose to interpret that. So that's one thing that we see a lot between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. That might not be so obvious at first, but the more you get into the stories of the people of Skyrim, the more you see that It's not easy for them to make these choices. And just like that, we can officially call ourselves a bard, even if we are a raggedy one at that. Alright, it's time to head back to the tavern now.
Hey, wanna play tag?
Pardon me.
Not right now. Right now, it's time to make some money and find a bed for the night.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend.
I'd like to perform here.
Of course.
Glad you decided to check us out.
My father was all the family I ever had. I felt so lost when he died. But the crew of the Red Wave's my family now.
Welcome to the center of the world. Or at least my brother Erica's world. Have you met my dear brother Erica? The man's as trustworthy as a Khajiit gold. Make it quick.
My father was all the family I ever had. I felt so lost when he died. But the crew... I've seen some truly wondrous sights since I took to the seas. I had no idea a man could die in so many ways. Just yesterday, I saw a musician in the street playing a flute. It was beautiful. I want that flute. Dorian is helping me perfect my fencing, but I don't think I'll ever be as good as he is.
I once captained a ship called the Argent Raptor. She struck an iceberg and went down just north of Windhelm.
Seems there's always more to be done.
If you need a good rumor or two, I think I can oblige.
Why is this place called the Winking Skeever?
Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink.
You kept a skeever as a pet?
They were smaller back then.
Heard any rumors lately?
Barney's Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what. Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
I'm done
Thank
performing
you.
for now.
Here, this is for you. I'll show you to your room.
There's always more to be
This way.
done.
I once captained a ship called the Argent Raptor. She struck an iceberg and went down just north of Wind.
I've only been a part of the Red Wave's crew for a few weeks, but I've already learned to stay out of Captain Safia's way.
That's one great thing about being a bard in Skyrim. After performing, you get a free bed for the night.
Need something?
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Alright, let's go socialize a little bit.
Need something?
Soft sheets and hard liquor. What's not to like?
Feel free to make requests.
Yes?
There's nothing like a good song to lift the spirit in troubled times.
Does being a bard pay well?
Oh, no. But being surrounded by good music, good drink, and good friends is all I've ever asked for.
What's the word around town?
Generally, if you want rumors, you should talk to Corpulus. That said, I did see a visitor pass through on his way to the Blue Palace.
Just good with bows.
So you're a member of the Bards College.
Only in that I'm a graduate. I work here at the Winking Skeever. I would highly recommend it, though. Talk to Viarmo if you're interested.
Can I make a request?
Sure. What can I do for you?
Do you know the Dragonborn comes?
Yes.
Here for work? Get
She
mad.
seems like she's
Bring
really
me all
sick
the
of that
wood you can
request.
chop. By blade or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead. All you need to do is pay my fee.
Well, hello.
Wanderer like you needs a little fire in the veins.
Our
Some
hero
spiced wine.
claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes.
We've got strong swords and sturdy armor if you're looking to
Of
buy.
the ancient Nord art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes.
Apprentice blacksmith
It's an
at your
end to
service.
the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed.
Sturdy armor
Power
if you're looking to
of
buy.
the ancient Nord art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes.
Apprentice
It's
blacksmith
an
at
end
your
to
service.
the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows. You'll know, the Dragonborn's come.
This tavern is actually really cozy. Or gezellig, like they say in the Netherlands.
New folk coming to town. I bet you've had
I'm a little
plenty of
busy.
adventures.
I've got all sorts of errands to run.
Maybe you need a partner, Just picture it. 2 women, the dusty road,
We
strapped.
shouldn't leave Solitude without trying our fish. It's best in Skyrim.
You look like an adventurous one. I bet we're kindred spirits, you and I.
Oh, that's so good of you.
Now I was done talking anyway. Glad you decided to check us out.
Who's in charge of Solitude?
Jarl Elisif the Fair. Poor woman. Losing her husband and king like that. It was a dark day for us all. Damn! That reminds me. I have a delivery to make to her steward, Falk Firebeard. He ordered a special bottle of Strass Mackay rum.
I can deliver that for you. I love rum.
Saved me a lot of trouble. Here. Take it to the Blue Palace.
So you work here?
You could say that. I own the place. Well, okay. My father owns the Winking Skeever, but it's the family business, so it'll be mine when he kicks off.
You were at the execution, right?
I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That seems rather harsh.
Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivienne. Vivienne Onus. I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. He mocked me incessantly after that. From that point forward, every time Vivienne and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me. He beat me up, dumped meat on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even slipped a beehive into my bed. We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? Pure folly.
Okay, guys, I don't know which mod adds this, but we have to see what this option is about
Glad
my
you
bed
decided to
needs
check us
warming.
out. I understand.
Oh my god, why is Sorax the only option for this? The man is literally running to get laid. That is so hilarious. What? Your bed is warm and Sorax is waiting for you to join him. Oh my god. Well, I guess we have to now. We're in too deep. That's great. You awaken feeling well rested and Sorax is happy that you have slept with him. Well, he better be.
Seems there's always more to be done. Glad you decided to check us out.
No, not again.
I was done talking anyway.
Well, guys, what can I say? It's a Bard knock life. So far, we've acquired a Bard skill of 2, and we've performed at our very first inn, the Winking Skeever. And here we have all of the other inns that we can perform in, plus the Inns and Taverns mod also lets us perform in the inns with this mod, so it's perfect. We're gonna have so much fun. We may have few possessions now, but I know that with a little grit, we may just end up becoming the High Queen of Skyrim. If you know the game Medieval Dynasty, part of my goal with this character is to get her leveled up to a point where she can have her own vibe of a manor and maybe a little town to run, and a wife to create her dynasty as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you'll join me along the adventure for that too. Thank you so much for joining me for this first episode of It's a Bard Knock Life. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Likes and comments are always appreciated. And until the next one, friends, stay safe and happy wanderings.
I will demonstrate for the class. We drink to our youth, to the days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. You see, all you need is a bit of spirit, and any song can be made into a classic.
I wish only
bard
to
at the Bards
graduate and
College,
enroll
at your
with the
service.
Legion. My
You're new
drums
here,
will
right?
lead our troops
Welcome to the
victory.
Bards College. It's like a musical museum.
I'm Dean of Lute at the Bards College, and no, I don't give private lessons. It takes two things to be a good teacher. The first is patience. The second is a firm wooden stick for rapping knuckles. Only reason I'm so good with a lute is because I'm old. It takes a lifetime to master.
Good morning. I'm Pantia Atia, the master vocalist. It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship was quite the admirer. If you ask me, this damned rebellion can't end soon enough. I had to end my tour of Skyrim's courts. Too dangerous to travel.
Lady Atia says my voice is second only to hers, but she's selling me short.
To be honest, I simply can't... All right, let's try something a bit more... fun. Go ahead, Ataf.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead.
That was better, Ataf. Add a bit of emphasis on... You should think about staying the night. Corpulus keeps a clean inn.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin. Which city did you sail to? A life filled with opportunity awaits you, traveler.